Hello. I think it's time I update you. It's currently the 19th of April, and this is the first thing that I've filmed this month. The first thing I have to say is that originally we were alternating months in terms of whose film it would be, who would direct the film that month. That was the original plan. So I had January, Av had February, I had March. This month, April, Av told me was going to be extremely busy for her, so I am taking over this month as well. The first maybe at least week of April, I was reeling from last month's film. It was a nightmare to get done. It was extremely stressful just to shoot, and we honestly, we didn't think we would get it out on time. We didn't think we would be able to finish it by the end of the month, but we did, at the expense of my physical and emotional well-being to a certain extent. What have I been doing for 19 days, you ask? I've not been doing nothing. The first week or two of this month was agonizing because I have lots of ideas for short films, but because we only have a month, less than a month in this case, I knew that I couldn't, or at least I didn't want to try and have a whack at one of my more ambitious ideas, or one of the ideas that's more close to my heart, because I didn't know if I'd be able to do it justice with such a short turnaround. So for a while I was agonizing over whether I had enough time, enough energy to try one of my bigger ideas in this month. And obviously the more I agonized about it, the less time I had. In the end, I wrote something completely new that I'm pretty happy with. Bit of a big deal because none of my films so far have had dialogue, really. On-screen dialogue, at least. This film is nothing but on-screen dialogue. And there's nothing to save it if the dialogue doesn't land, if that makes sense. The entire arc, everything in the film is carried and is expressed in the dialogue, so it needs to hit. So I just realized I've been rearranging my living room, and I probably should have been filming it the whole time, because that's maybe like, it doesn't matter. Anyway, wait, this is where I was shooting. Also, heed the sound quality in here. Listen to this, ready? Ah! Hear the reverb? Here's the room where we're gonna be shooting. Something like that is what our main shot's gonna look like. I really want to get more stuff happening on the wall over there and over there. I want to curate a sort of cozy vibe in here. Right now it's really big and the walls are really white. But if you see here, like the backgrounds of the characters have a lot more sort of cozy stuff going on. I might want a backboard for that actually, because I don't like how you can see through it. And yes, there's a mirror right there. We'll figure that out. And then this the other way. Yes, I just leaned that painting against the wall to see if it made it look better. It doesn't. And these are the chopsticks in here. These are the chopsticks. Look at them. They're actually kind of cool. I got them at a thrift shop. The inspiration for this film cost me $14. Most fun part of this film is finding more and more weird knickknacks that I can just like sort of put in the background somewhere, or even add a line of dialogue about. Like, look at this, for example. Look at this. Look at the bulges. Look at the absolute bulbous nature of this thing. I love it. It's amazing. This, don't know what this is. Pumpkin. Is it open maybe? Don't know. It scares me. We have this contraption. I don't know if these two things are attached to each other. Oh, they are. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so what do we think that is? Anyone, any guesses? Sound off in the comments below. What does that say? It's probably upside down. I don't know. But we have that. We have this guy, an Australian classic. We have this lamp. This lamp gets a line of dialogue.
Can I have the lamp?
I'm starting to think this thing needs a line of dialogue as well, because of how awesome it is.
What am I gonna do with a fucking bar? It's cunty.
Here's where we stand right now. I have a script. I have one actor, Riley, again. I know, we've used him 3 times now, but he's amazing, okay? What do you want from me? I've had many people apply for the other role, which thank you to everyone who's applied. It's been really hard to pick someone, and the people who I have thought could do a really good job, there's been some delays with getting in touch with them, which is no one's fault. It's Saturday, and we were planning to shoot this coming Monday. One of the actors that I really wanted and thought could be amazing has let me know that they are available Monday, but they won't be able to get a self-tape to me in time. So my choice is to pick someone else who I'm not as vibing with, or go for the Hail Mary, book her in for Monday without an audition. And I'm leaning towards that. What's interesting about this film is that I wrote it for 2 men. Then the more I thought about it, the more I realized that it might actually be better to have a woman for the second role. I think it makes the interaction and the dynamic more interesting. Av has been extremely busy all month, so everything's down to me, and we know how brilliantly that worked out last time. But that's where we are. See how we go.
Vlog stuff.
Vlog. This is our set. Daniel meticulously set designed. So we have 2 actors coming today. Riley, which we just keep using, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's great, he's reliable.
And then a new actress is coming on the scene, Jess, which we haven't met her yet, but I'm sure she's lovely.
Sort of the tension in the scene comes from the fact that you're processing it in different ways.
Yeah.
So Riley's character, basically, he used to live here with his parents. Now they've died and he's here all alone in this big house by himself, and he feels sad, and he invited you over to, talk about the knicks or whatever. But really he invited you over because he wants some comfort and he wants a connection. And your character is kind of giving him nothing, essentially, giving him sass. And then that's where the big sort of explosion comes from. Hello, I'm coming to you from the future. It is the 20th of May right now, and I haven't released this video yet. I apologize for that. It's been a busy month. This film's post-production was particularly important in ways that I didn't actually expect. The challenge was to make that room look good on camera, I suppose. It's literally just a room in my house, and yeah, I put some things in the background, but from the raw footage that you've seen in this vlog, you'll probably agree it's not super cinematic on its own. And I was going into this with these cinematography ideas of these very sort of dead-on, either 90-degree angle shots or dead-on shots that honestly I second guessed, third guessed, fourth guessed on the day. What I actually spent the most time doing in the post-production of this film was fiddling with the rotation and with the frame, with the cropping in very slightly here and there. And I really put in a lot of effort to make sure that, as best I could, that every single shot was balanced, if that makes sense. So, they're not necessarily symmetrical or perfectly matching, but they feel balanced. They feel like in both shots the character is taking up the same amount of real estate in the frame. They're occupying the same area within the frame. That the angles are right, in the background, which again I didn't realize there's a lot of hard lines. There's the corner, where the 2 walls meet. You can see in the background of Jess's shot, and you can also obviously see that huge cabinet, going straight down there, making sure that in every single one it was as dead on as it could possibly be. And that, along with color grading, I think went so far into making this film look better. So hopefully what I'm showing right now is some before and afters of what the shots look like before and after I sort of attacked them with all of that post-production editing, and I'm pretty proud of that. That was where most of the time went in the post-production of this film. So I wanted to highlight that and talk about that because I think that's actually kind of interesting. Want to take this opportunity to again thank Riley and Jess for being part of this film. Riley for coming back to us again and again, still trusting us for some reason. Jess for giving us a go at extremely short notice and being so prepared and so professional and being so cool and chill and and being amazing to work with on the day, both of them. So shout out to those guys if they're watching. Thank you very much for that. That should be the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you'll also enjoy our next film, which should come out in the next week or so from when you're seeing this. So cheers.